World War II, the United States and Germany entered into the Cold War with Russia. In Germany, Germany was one of the first to start making nuclear missiles. Germany had a man by the name of Dr. Werner von Braun on their side. He was one of the most important rocket developers and champions of space during the early period between 1930s and 1970s. As a youth, he was already into space exploration after reading Jules Verne and H.G. Wells, and after the book of By Rocket to Space, he decided that he wanted to go to school and master calculus and trigonometry to understand rocket physics. From when he was a teenager, he became involved in the German Rocket Society, the Verein für Raumfahrt, also known as VFR, in 1929. In 1932, he worked for the German Army to develop ballistic missiles, and while in his work, he received a PhD in physics on July 27, 1934. He was the leader of the German rocket team, which developed the V-2 ballistic missile for the Nazis during World War II. The V-2s were manufactured at Ford's little factory called Mittelwerk. Right here is the V-2 missile. It's one of the first missiles that was successfully launched and hit a target. It was a liquid propellant missile extending 46 feet in length, weighing 27,000 pounds, flew at speeds in excess of 3,500 miles per hour, and delivered a 2,200 pound warhead to a target 500 miles away. It was first flown in October 1942, and it was employed in targets against Europe beginning in 1944. By the beginning of 1945, von Braun knew that Germany would not achieve a victory against the Allies, so he began early planning for the post-war era. After World War II ended, the Allied planned to capture the V-2 rocket complex, but von Braun engineered the surrender of 500 of his top rocket scientists, along with plans and test vehicles, to the Americans. For 15 years after World War II, von Braun worked with the U.S. Army from Germany in the development of ballistic missiles. The U.S. Army decided that they will make an operation called Project Paperclip, in which he and his rocket team were excavated from a defeated Germany and sent back to America, where he was reinstated at Fort Bliss in Texas. There they worked on rockets for the U.S. Mystery, launched at White Sands Proving Ground, New Mexico. In 1950, von Braun's team moved to the Redstone Arsenal near Huntsville, Alabama, where they built the Army's Jupiter ballistic missile. In 1960, his development center transferred from the Army to the newly established NASA Center and received a mandate to build the Saturn rockets. This right here is the production line for the Saturn rocket. It was one of the first models he made in the Americas, and it's also the model that they use for rockets that we use today. He created the Saturn V launch vehicle, which was known as the super booster that would hopefully propel Americans to the moon. He was one of the most prominent spokesmen of space exploration in the United States during the 1950s. In 1970, NASA leadership asked him to go to Washington, D.C. to head the strategic planning effort for the NASA agency. He left his home in Huntsville, Alabama, but in 1972 he decided to retire from NASA and work for Fairchild Industries of Germantown. He died in Alexandria, Vancouver on June 16, 1977. Even though he was technically a Nazi and was an enemy of the United States, we still decided to have him because at the time we had no one in our country who was interested enough in rocket science to actually build any missiles. All of our current attempts were failures. So when we found him, we decided that we wanted to bring him over. Project Paperclip was the first successful mission to retrieve him after many different campaigns and strikes on Germany to try to bring him over to our side. By bringing him, we got a lead on Russia in the Cold War from the start by being able to understand rocket physics and get more of our citizens into the field. Even though Russia did beat us to the moon, we still were able to contribute to it by von Braun's effect.